So with the Darkseer is really nice against the Clockwork. He builds an early mech, or he can also go into a pipe. He can vacuum people into the cogs, which can be pretty frustrating even when it's your ally Clockwork. And then Earth Spirit, decent against Clock too, which is like the long range, the kick, and everything. Really, I'm just more concerned about Alliance. Well, I'm concerned for Cloud9 because right now the minus armor is just disgusting from Alliance. That Sven ban really paying off. With that being gone, there's just no real recourse other than like Guardian Greaves and like Vlads and items like that. And they're gonna go for the Dazzle. So try and boost up their squad with the Weave. Very nice pick from Cloud9. It's also nice against the Shadow Fiend too. Just he wants that big wombo combo, you know, someone gets stunned, set up for the Requiem if you can save an ally and give them a chance to fight back. Might be enough to turn a fight through one grave.
10 seconds.
Clockwork!
I got him! Gabe! Snipes.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Oh. How does Baby Knight deal with anything? He picks Sniper or Viper. Against Clock, Starladder is pretty scary though. I don't know if I'd want to be a sniper. Sit out. Just no, guys, I don't feel like this one. This looks awful for me.
Phantom Assassin.
Alliance.
Oh, very nice. Very similar to the Ember Spear, and that same idea of you get that early Iron Shell, you get on top. Can capitalize on a little bit of the minus armor from the Dazzle too, if you get a good weave going the other way. Okay. I like it. The evasion too, against heavy minus armor drafts typically rely on a lot of right clicks, so natural evasion from PA should help her negate a lot of the advantages that Alliance have built up for themselves so far, and can also help escape away from the Clockwork cogs. Yeah, this last bit should be kind of interesting here. I could see the potential for mid PA. It's definitely not outside this realm if they want to go back for like an Ace Razor. Something along those lines, one of his more classic heroes. But they're going to eliminate the Baby Knight Sniper. I can agree with that. Even if you have a Clockwork, even if you have a Starladder, we have kind of seen how Hurricane Pike, decent start on a Sniper, can still be very obnoxious for Clockwork to try and deal with. You need your own Force Staff. You need very precise movements from the Clockwork to keep chasing him down as he escapes from your cogs. And they don't have to worry about that.
10 seconds remaining.
Terror Blade.
Alliance's turn to pick.
I'm just wondering, do Cloud9? No, that should be the way it goes, actually. I like it. It's aligned to this heavy minus armor team fight kind of a draft. Terrorblade, although he split pushes and rats, he's not super susceptible to Clockwork because he can man up against him fairly well, as well as he's pretty sneaky. He tends to be very deep in his own jungle. It's usually more effective to go for something like a Beastmaster where the Hawk can kind of sit and scout the whole time rather than Flares kind of randomly trying to find him in the jungle as he's spamming his illusions out from there. So I'm a pretty big fan at this point. Final pick here. Could be a support, could be an offlaner, could go back for the Bat Rider.
Winter Wyvern.
And it'll be the Wyvern. Yeah. Man, I would not want to be an ally in a Winter's Curse near PA or Terrorblade. It will get obliterated. Oh, for sure. But the only thing is, like, Winter Wyvern also is a nice amount of range to try and get that curse off. So if Dazzle's even within sight, like, Clockwork will make efforts to try and get that Winter Wyvern close. Like, could just, hook shot in to create that chaos. And then if they can get that Dazzle as he closes in for the heals and whatnot, could be the end of the fight right there. Darkseer as well, super susceptible to the Winter's Curse. Loves being in the middle of the
10
fight
seconds
because he's got all these survivability items. He builds his Greaves, he builds a pipe, and he's just like
5
sitting there near this
seconds
PA and his
remaining.
Terrorblade, and you get the curse on him, and all his tankiness doesn't really matter when those two are wailing on into him. So excellent last pick. It's rare that you want your 5th pick to come so late in the draft as Alliance begin their shenanigans in the fountain. Oh, they've been practicing. That was pretty good.
Oh,
I
right,
thought he was
of
going to
course.
get 3. It was
Well,
close.
that was something I wanted to mention is that I actually saw Horde, I think, run the same strategy, and obviously a good amount of relationship there between Alliance and Horde.
Oh, there you go.
They had been practicing it constantly, so they've, I'm sure, been doing this as well. For anybody that doesn't know, there have been a lot of teams that have seen this strategy, like, oh, let's do it. And I think I remember Infamous doing it, and they ended up going to lane with Shadow Fiend only getting 2 souls because they couldn't time it right. So, like, it's not as easy as it looks. You end up sort of messing up occasionally.
Once you have it, though, it's just like, it's like clockwork.
I love it.
But yeah, they got E-Gem, he starts, and then deny, 1, 2, boom. And then you move, they bought the clarity. Oh, this is the best. So once it comes back off cooldown, they're going to do it again. Great. And then you use
Money in the
clarity
bank.
up.
I like this decision for Baby Knight as well. Actually, I'm not sure. I was kind of wondering if maybe instead of going the normal PA build, you try and just go for like a dagger spamming ability, because it's going to be really tough for her to outlast hit the Shadow Fiend just naturally. But they are going to try and rush a bottle for going into cure this rune, possibly. They will have a stun from Loda coming out in a second. Need to be careful. They drop it down. Cogs, nicely played. The slow onto Handskin, able to take that bounty rune for the moment on Baby Knight. Might be able to find the first blood, and they do draw it. Joe picking up the kill.
Gratitude.
Baby Knight is going to need to pop that regen, but able to go back to lane unhampered.
Yeah, those Iron Shells just a bit too strong.
Oh.
Okay, Oh, okay, I was gonna say, the bounty rune doesn't show up on our minimap. That's all weird. So the initial rune is still there.
Yeah. Oh, rolling boulder in. They want to try and gut on the limp. This is a scary time to go here. I mean, Shadow Fiend already has so much damage on him, although Baby Knight trying to pressure. This is actually working out okay for Cloud9 here. A nice little observer ward up on the high ground as well, able to spot everything going on there. This is sort of one of the things I was worried about. If Limp just sort of hits away at Baby Knight, could be mid lane for them.
Yeah, this is not fair. That's one thing about this whole Clockwork Shadow Fiend thing. Just 18 souls, currently hits for 87 damage right off the bat. It was definitely a wise maneuver heading on into the PA just to give some semblance of survivability, but one of her issues, of course, is that her HP is still pretty low at the beginning, and be very careful moving into level 3. Level 4, just watching out for these raises and the right clicks overall from Limp.
Bottom lane also, the Earth Spirit and Darkseer having a little bit of trouble contending with the tri-lane that's going on. Quite strong with the Vengeful Spirit, and up top Slark is able to get an okay time against the Terrorblade and the Dazzle. So all in all, Alliance's lane's looking quite strong, and we'll have to see how Cloud9 responds to this, but his lane is not going to get a whole lot easier for Baby Knight.
Yeah, and we'll likely see Jonas go down into that mid lane relatively soon too.
Oh, 60 HP, that hurts.
Oh, that is rough. Baby Knight probably... Oh, that'll be okay. I was worried if he might panic a little bit, just the fact that the Starladder too, just being off the map for a bit. Could have been a nice play there from Jonas if they had to sync that up, but now that Jonas has used the Shrine, he'll come back up, he'll probably get bullied out again really soon.
Bottom lane, Joe gone upon. They're trying to bring down Loda before it ends up happening. They have the Ion Shell and Earth Spirit, and they do manage to find that kill. Nicely played there, the combination. But now Noya getting ran down by Hanskin as well as EGM, and isn't a great way out for him at this point. So they find 2 kills in the bottom lane, but they do take down Loda.
All right, not bad. 2v3, you'll take that. The important thing for Alliance will be just getting Hanskin into a decent spot. Everyone was kind of excited, I think, when the bounty runes get introduced, when we had all 4 of them spawning all the time for some of these position 4 heroes to really start making an impact. Oh, nice.
Yeah, it felt like it was sort of the heyday for him, but we haven't always seen it making like a huge impact, at least for supports, because you still do need to stay in lane to help out your carries and everything else.
Yeah, but it is a really great patch, though, I think, for Clockwork. He works a lot like Position 4 Starladder. He's definitely way more reliant on level 6, but at the same time, he doesn't need a whole lot after level 6. It's a nice roll mid.
Yeah.
Gonna get lit, though. Oh.
Baby Knight might be able to turn around, and we'll see if Lip is going to be able to get taken down. They do find that kill. Noya now also in trouble. Raze is chasing. A little bit unlucky with the procs there, but one last Raze is going to find the kill. A double for Limp. Now up to full souls, and as scary as all hell.
Yeah, I think Baby Knight, I think he knew what was going to happen, but he couldn't just leave, or else he knew the last raise was there from Limp. So if he tried to run, he'd just get turned on and dumpstered. So
bottom lane, Hestejo goes down again. This is a catastrophe for Alliance.
Yeah,
Nothing going their way.
That's the rotation from Jonas that we're looking for too, because top lane, like, it's a Terrorblade and a Dazzle. Ace will just be able to kill you if he metamorphoses. He'll just pressure into your tower. So finding those maneuvers as an off-lane Slarder has always been a very important thing, because you know that you're going to have to make a move before level 6, which makes him generally quite a bit different than most off-laners. He has a much harder time staying in lane. And now Tonskin will just soak up top. See if Noya can capitalize on this at all.
They don't quite spot him out. They do see him now, and this should be the rolling boulder. A little bit off the mark there. Hanskin goes for the juke and jive, and trying to run off to the shrine, never going to happen. End up finding the kill there. Rise is the one that picks it up, and meanwhile, mid lane, they're chasing out Baby Knight. Jonas is going to be able to go for the crush, and another Raze killing spree for Limp at under 5 minutes in. So Ace kind of the only thing that's really going well for them at this point, although it is going quite well for him. 42 last hits at under 5 minutes.
Yeah, he is 1,000 gold ahead of the next highest person, so there is certainly something to be watched up here. If Ace can fully carry this one, as there's a roll not quite connecting mid. And maybe we'll see that action come out as, well, he'll could die once more here from Joe, but we can get the Zion shells up on the PA. There's some potential for fights here.
I mean, the plus, we do also have a decent amount of farm on the Darkseer, 21 last hits. He's actually got more last hits than the Shadow Fiend does, although Limp does have 3 kills. It's kind of a weird game for Limp. I guess just all of this pressure that's been going on mid has kind of been keeping him from farming.
Yeah, he's too busy clicking people, raising. You know, it's just like running away from creep waves. Nope, gotta kill that guy. Lodo's getting a little bit of catch-up time down bottom here as well. He was a little bit behind too, just in like overall farm, but now he's eclipsed the PA, moves to second in the last hits. And he can also start making rotations. Like once you get this helm early on the Venge, pretty strong hero. This is a nice gank mid. Limp's certainly going to be the focus for a lot of this early game.
Yeah, they realize how important it is to shut this guy down, and there's the raise. They realize what's going on, have eyes on him, jump forward, double raise, or 2 people caught by rather. They do bring him down. Hanskin trying to run in, see if he can find a kill. Noya is going to be caught within the cogs, and that's going to be a kill going Hanskin's way. Baby Knight also very low. Oh, just shorter range, and Loda shows up though, and Baby Knight's like, "What are you doing here? Just leave me alone. I don't want."
Got no mana.
Yeah. Oh, what? Jonas looking for it. Swapped away. Baby Knight might still get out of here. Hanskin doesn't have any mana either. He does have a Phantom Strike. Jumps out and away. Saved by his team. So the swap. Oh, that's a little bit unfortunate there for him. Now the roll in. What is going on with these spells? Trent. They're going to kill off EGM too, I think. 4 heroes diving into the Radiant Jungle. Just, they don't care. EGM got his bounty rune. He's fine.
They needed this chaos. This is perfect for C9.
Well, 5 heroes mid. I mean, do you think this is the right decision by him?
Yeah, I mean, look at C9, dude. He's got the same net worth as Limp now. Sorry for Baby Knight. Like, he's caught up mid. Got him. And all of this is just breathing room for Ace. The one thing that's super good for Alliance, though, is the fact that Jonas has been up here just getting a lot of farm gold levels. He'll be 6 soon. He's almost into a Blink Dagger as well. And he's the guy that's going to just say no to all this stuff from C9. You know, he's going to be blinking, crushing, and setting up for some Winter's Curse that EGM will soon be able to prepare as well.
Yeah. We've seen how just chaotic fights can be turned around in an instant by one good Slark crush, and that's something that Alliance have kind of been lacking, is that just nice lockdown to be able to deal with all this pressure that's coming their way.
Our first hook also missed too, so now the Hanskin's got that back up. He might be looking to combo up once Jonas is ready.
Although that being said, they might run into him. Hanskin, he signals that Noya was in there. I think he realizes exactly what's going on, walks right into him, and let's go for the stun roll away. He isn't going to be able to do it. Nice break there by Hanskin, and that should be the death of the Earth Spirit. And that's when you kick away Hanskin and then roll, but...
I think he tried to, but it just wasn't enough.
Oh.
At the earlier levels, too painful. But Moda continues punching creeps. I'll have his tread soon, and then into that helm. Similarly for Limp, he's got his treads going, and Jonas still just working away. And now it's Blink Dagger time.
Yeah, 8 minutes, or 9 minutes roughly, on probably a completed Blink Dagger. Does look like Limp is going to take away these little bit of last hits himself, but nonetheless.
Oh, look at Jonas. What a nice guy. He amps up the bird for Limp, and then he runs away. Little present for his Shadow Fiend. So here you go, man.
That's so nice. And then he just gets daggered in the mid lane. The life of, I guess, was he position 3, position 4? I'm not sure.
Yeah, he was 3.
Okay.
This game, but you know, it's kind of this whole new half 3, roaming around the map a lot. Hanskin's also level 7, so he's okay with the current situation. He gets to get quite a bit more farm than usual, which is one thing we talked a lot about Alliance. They very much move based on heroes and not necessarily so much net worth, especially between EGM and Hanskin.
Yeah.
It's like one game, Hanskin has like 400 net worth at 40 minutes, and then the next game he's right up there on the team.
Alright, Jonas has a blink now, as EGM is going to get dove, but does not look like they want to try and take this fight. Instead, just going to take the tower, and Alliance in the meantime going to do their best to keep pressure on these other lanes and make sure that they don't give away anything for free. But this is a pretty strong push from C9 here.
And we have the tome down EGM though, so he'll get 6. And this might be the start of where they can actually fight into this.
Oh man, yeah, and Limp is coming in as well. Only treads online right now, but with the good setup, crush on to 3, nicely put there as well. EGM, oh, Winter's Curse is available, is able to dodge away from the stun coming in. The hook is not quite on the mark, and oh, they might actually just be able to get away with this one. Ace is still here. Looking to go back in. Metamorphosis is still half duration up and online. They
the smoke. Trying to get some gas.
Ace is all alone. There's the Winter's Curse down now, and I mean, Noya doesn't actually have enough mana to be able to save him. Oh, that really hurts. And Yoda's looking for the clutch. He found 2 of Cloud9 yet again. There's all 4 of them trying to roll away, see if they can make it to the shrine, but it's actually already been used anyway, so he's gonna be able to make use of that. Jonas Blink Dagger back up and online, and the weave will dissuade them from going any further.
Okay, well, certainly looked like it could have been a lot worse for C9, but EGM unable to find that god tier Winter's Curse. Looked like at least near the tower, but helps him close out Ace. Definitely the prime target here. And this will be a nice window for Alliance overall. Just Baby Knight building up into a Deso, so he's going to be very far away from his next upgrade and power spike. And if they can put some pressure on, use some hooks, and more of these brilliant crushes from Jonas, by the way. Played fantastic that fight. I think he had 3 double crushes or more, including a 3-man crush.
Yeah.
But now would be an excellent window to try and get mid if they could.
They're more content on just trying to farm things up, which, you know, it does surprise me a little bit. It'd be nice for them to get that little extra injection of gold, but it stands kind of playing a little bit more passive and maybe moving up towards the top side. I like that Hanskin's already built into that blade mail, still a little ways away from it, but if he's involved in one more big fight, gets a little bit of farm along the way, they should be able to find it. While the movement in, see if they can take the tier 1 tower of Alliance down bottom. Cloud9.
Well, EGM again, he's here, he's ready. Winner's Curse doesn't have the longest cooldown. It's only 1:20. Keeping his eye on this one.
Oh, Starladder? Unable to find Baby Knight. Good little jump away there. I've been really impressed with the warding so far by Cloud9 too. This ward is going to last the full duration over by the Radiant Shrine, and it has basically allowed a lot of those fights that went so well for Cloud9 to take place.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. Good trade up top. A little bit slower, as Loda has gone for the max Q and W build, not putting too many points in the aura. But Limp will just help clean it up. He's got, oh, it's Clarity rocking, isn't it? That was DD for a second.
Oh, stun comes through and connects onto 2. They get the silence out as well, but looks like they are going to back out. Very scary moment again. Ryze does have weave if they wanted to try and reinitiate with that, but maybe a bit too much. They saw everybody moving in with the ward as well, so...
Yeah, again, great vision there from them. We'll see if EGM can get up in these arcane boots. He's been struggling a bit with the mana, just trying to spam with all these waves. Another fantastic reason to always pick Winter Wyvern, of course, is she's not only good against these Drow TB lineups because of her ultimate and being able to pound a bunch of damage onto those typically defensive supports if you can, or the offlaner, like the Dereks here in this game that we'll likely see an attempt on, but just being able to push out those waves solo as a position 5 is pretty rare. There's only a couple heroes like Winter Wyvern and Kardel, basically, that can do that to the degree that those two can. So this will be the arcanes now for EGM, and I'll be excited when Hanskin can get past this Blade Mail and into a 4-staff. I think they can make a lot of plays just trying to get EGM in the right position.
Yeah. And kind of an interesting little moment here as well. They're moving in to take down Roshan. Not something that you would completely expect at this point, but obviously a ton of minus armor. Shadow Fiend, you know, Presence of the Dark Lord, even at level 1 is pretty great. And they're also going to look up in the top lane to see if they can take down Hestujo. Hanskin looks to the right, but Hestujo was left. And should be able to make it over to secure himself a TP as well.
Yeah, he's got a bit of time on it, but it doesn't look like they're going to shoot out a flare, so he'll get away with it.
EGM moving up bold as brass, not at all afraid. We're getting close to that Deso, but it's still a ways away. About 1,200 gold makes this kind of tough, although Noya does have Magnetize. Do you think that they can still defend the Tier 1 tower, even with Aegis up and online for Limp?
I don't think so, no. C9 will probably just back away. The vision inside these trees is fantastic from Clockwork. Certainly a underlooked feature this hero. Just, or overlooked rather. Just the fact that he could help with these tower sieges so much.
Yeah. He's prepared for any type of movement over as well. They are going to leave that alone, but the crush forward connects onto Baby Knight. The kick is going to come out, dodged away from most, and Phantom strike out as well.
Oh my god, so close.
That's one of those moments where I don't think that that's like a bad play at all by Clockwork. It's just, you know, you try and go for the hook, and he just was too far outside of range. So
yeah, that's the second time too, man. He needs an Aether Lens or something. He's always just so close.
Is that the new build?
The new meta, guys.
Radiant's bottom tower has been denied.
All right.
He's almost a Blade Mail. Grab some of the bounty and help him towards it.
Yeah. Let's take a look at some of these talents that are up and online. We've already seen a lot of Shadow Fiends go pretty much the same one regardless of whatever else is going on in the game. But it's worth noting that Baby Knight's still a little bit behind in terms of experience at the very least. Like, he's caught up a good deal in terms of farm and how badly that started with him, but he has kind of fallen behind in the last bit. Is this just because PA, you know, needs those kills to stay on top, or what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, she had that big surge when they were actually fighting and everything, but when you're going for this Deso build, you farm so much empty gold. Like, yeah, you get a Mithril Hammer, but it doesn't really help you along at all. So, not much you can really do. Just kind of chill. You can't compare to someone like Ace, who's just rocketing through these neutrals and camps. Same thing with Limp, so you're definitely going to find yourself in EXP disadvantage.
Ryze in some trouble right now. Don't think he can go for the Grave TP, unfortunately, as Hanskin is right there with him. They end up finding that kill pretty easily, but now Loda and Limp, they find Noya. Alright, he's just gone. Oh, this is going to be a rough little couple minutes here for Cloud9 if they don't get these items online, and Arxir going for the TP, Clockwork Hook. Yeah, well, he wasn't around, but Starladder Crush, I guess, with the flare giving vision.
Yeah, that was weird. Close, but not quite there. And, oh, Jonas going back for a Midas. Okay. Guess just feeling that this game could go a little bit longer with the PA as well as the TB. So get yourself up into some higher levels, maybe grab a couple talents for yourself, help with the Midas. And he has fallen a little bit behind, I guess, compared to most offlaners, since he is splitting a lot of this around with his Clockwork. And geez, even EGM really catching up in the overall net worth, starting to head in towards the Glimmer Cape. He's not even very far away from it. So
yeah,
good
those
spread
early
for
levels.
Alliance.
And like being able to just spam out the Splinter Blast, it was a pretty quick arcane boost that he got into, as you were talking about, and so effective. And now it's here 2 going down, like they're just hitting all of these really well. It does look like there's some TPs in to try and get some shrine play happening. Cloud9 not feeling comfortable taking the fight. I want to wait till that Aegis is completely off the limp, and then maybe they'll go for some type of a play.
Yeah, I think this has been favoring them quite a bit. Alliance have not been able to pressure very well with this Aegis. They haven't been able to get any hook shots going. That one fight was close in the mid lane, but unable to close that one out. Hurt them a little bit. Now, Jonas was going to say, it looks like he's in his rune or something, and he does. He is very close to them. Painful.
Oh, they're on the rise right at the start. Hook onto Ace as well, and they do have a mechanism available if they want to go for it. Rise is going to get his TP canceled.
That's fine. They went on Rise instead.
Alright, swap back in. They kill the Dazzle, but everybody else gets out.
Wow. I'm surprised. I thought Jonas was going for like the separation, and then they were going to try and get everyone on top of the TB, but maybe just worried about rotations coming from the tower, that being the more difficult kill. And they just kind of tunnel in on that Dazzle instead. So Cloud9, I'm sure, are totally fine with that. Like, alright, whatever.
Now. Oh, and there's the Aegis down. Dessa was done on PA. She's building back into that Basher at this point. Still a ways away from completing that, obviously, as Noya is going to die for this one. Looks like they really want to fight Ace off the reflection. I guess that at this point, magnetized down. That was a really weird jump.
Both teams kind of feeling this one out, it looks like. Careful, Loda, swap play.
Oh, God. Oh, Ace, that really hurts. That's a bad one. Oh,
That was
man.
dope. Sick ward.
Yeah.
Into the wave for the swap.
About to wear off as well. Man, Alliance have just looked like a reborn team after that last game. Like, the early woes that they had are not at all the case in this one.
Yeah, they've been looking great in this whole qualifier.
Yeah.
They weren't really one of the teams I was looking out for, but they have certainly impressed.
There's one thing that Alliance does well, that is for sure being able to team fight together effectively and just having that chemistry and single-mindedness that you need.
It'd be exciting to watch them go up against someone like Liquid. Liquid coming back in and trying to reassert their dominance, and then Alliance is kind of this team that people certainly, I don't know, I guess maybe don't get the credit they might deserve just because they had a little bit of a rough patch, so
Yeah.
it's nice to see them trying to build that back up.
Absolutely. And that game does look like it's going to be taking place on the 28th, the Liquid versus Alliance games.
Oh, there you go.
A little bit of research along the way. But at least for now, shooting towards that 7,500 net worth and experience lead for Alliance. And it looks like Yule's Scepter is going to be the pickup for Starladder. Kind of an interesting choice. Normally we end up seeing the Force Staff on him. What's your thoughts on this?
It's decent for helping control up the Dazzle. Could be one of the best reasons for it. If he gets jumped on by the PA, maybe he's going to consider himself to be in trouble, and then the Force Staff won't give him enough chase. But dodging out, it just has a couple nice different factors. It helps you get back in the fight. If you get tagged up like the Magnetize or something, you can get away and then come back in. Maybe the same thing with just that Poison Touch. They have some decent durations, right? Just between Magnetize and Poison Touch lasts for 10 seconds, so it can be hard to juke and jive as a Starladder. It is a bit different though. I think in a lot of situations you'd still see people go for a stack against this lineup and oh okay, yeah, he's already switched back.
Okay, he just a misclick. I was like, that seems so weird to me. I did like your justifications though. Sounded good. Atos is going to be the pickup for Wyvern as well, as they end up picking off the Courier. Put on that one. But a nice little take there for the side of Cloud9. But it has definitely devolved into just sort of a farming war at this point, and it feels like Alliance are just going to win that.
Oh, Loda's going to go for the Silver Edge. Okay. Interesting. So, with the Midas, there was consideration that Jonas could start building in towards, like, you know, you get the additional damage from the Hand of Midas, which is the attack speed, and your Slardar, it's great. And then Shadowblade's so good on this hero, so having that Silver Edge for the PA is something they certainly want to consider. And they're going to go that route through Loda. So, basically, Loda will be initiating. Great place for Avenge to be, with having the swap, and then even if you do die, you have the Vengeance Aura going. But he can now look to break that passive, get rid of the blur on the PA, and allow Limp to really lay into him. And this allows Limp to head into a more defensive build, like the Butterfly, get a little bit of evasion for himself, and at least have some sort of a counter to the evasion on that PA without having to go straight into an MKB.
Yeah, that's kind of neat. I do like that a lot. I mean, I guess eventually when BKB comes up and online, you're going to have to sort of rethink the strategy a little bit, but it feels like with all of the tier 2s potentially going to be down after this push, that timing might not come in time. You're going for the Basher on the PA, who actually switched back over into a Manta style for PA. So changing up the build after the
nice.
Giant Strength.
Maybe wanting something to deal with the Amplify, or about Corrosive Haze, sorry. And then even that debuff from the Silver Edge too.
Yeah. Well, here comes the movement in, clearing out the creep wave, but Ace does a lot of damage. They're going to back out after the glyph comes, and EGM trying to find himself a good position to get in for a big Winter's Curse.
Oh, it's undispellable, isn't it, actually, now I think about it. The Silver Edge thing, because if you get hit before BKB, so
yeah.
I guess Manta won't save you from the Silver Edge thing, which is pretty sick for Alliance.
Ace, alright, Sunder is still up and online. They could go for this if they wanted to. Obviously not the greatest range in the world, but well, an opportunity. Baby Knight looking to see if he can find anybody. Throwing out magic missiles as well to see if they can kill off those illusions. They have found Baby Knight. He's taking a lot of damage, but Vacuum Wall isn't going to be nearly enough. And meanwhile, Baby Knight took a ton of damage from that combo. They do manage to get off a really nice Thunder. They are going to pull Lip back out as well as keep him safe inside of that Cold Embrace. And GM now looking to deal a bit more of that slow. Noya already going to go down. This could be a big crush coming out from Yost. He doesn't quite manage to get over the river, though. And well, now Ace is in a little bit of trouble as well as Loda is tracking him down. The crush, the magic missile, he's dead. And now, with two heroes on the retreat, I mean, Cloud9 in a ton of trouble. And oh, nice little jump away there by PA. Still a scary moment, though.
Baby Knight? Oh.
Wow.
Slightly risky TP, perhaps, but it works out. You got Blur. I mean, he did the math. It was fine. Oh, well, they're just gonna run past that shrine. Yeah, no time. Gotta get Roche first.
Okay. And they don't get the tier 2 either. Still alive down there.
Yeah, nice advantage for Alliance now too. So they can start to close out everything on the side of Cloud9, get these shrines down, take the map for themselves. They already have great aggressive vision. One fresh ward, this one just about to decay and die. But now this becomes their domain. Start to live in here. Further boost up the economies that they have going. You can have the Shadow Fiend just living up in there along with Loda, feeling pretty secure with his Shadow Blade. And he can play a little bit more aggressively, so
This should make
interesting to see them press forward and try and close this one out, or at least the map, that is. Still a whole other story when you have to start getting to the high ground, especially with their link up on Hesta-Jo.
Yeah. And that is the sort of saving grace that they have right here. And actually, Limp does need to be, well, I guess, not too careful. That's the problem right now for Cloud9, is that they just don't have the best catch in the world or ability to lock heroes down. It all depends upon Noya finding a good crush and then, you know, a vacuum after the fact. Whereas you take a look at what Alliance have to offer, and Slark is just so good. And not to mention the Clockwork and the Vengeful Spirit as well.
Shrine one down.
Oh, ace. Can they do this? Magic Missile? Clockwork? Oh no, ace! Sunder comes out just a fraction of a second too late, and he ends up going down, and that cannot happen. They are going to be able to pull back in EGM, but the Glimmer Cape to keep them alive for the moment. Dust is there as well. They throw out the weave. Jonas finds Noya in a lot of trouble. Yule Scepter lifted up. Rise pushed back by the Cogs, not able to get the Grave Alliance rolling yet again. This is an incredibly strong team and improving their dominance in this series.
Man, they're on fire. Not much more to say, honestly. They C9 they can't find that sort of like mid-game kind of again here. Able to close it out, and not so much their own problems, but really just well played by Alliance. They seem to be able to find all those right moments, and then they're always just prepped to immediately head into Roche and pressure with that advantage.
Oh, nice jump out by Baby Knight. Might have just saved his life. Vacuum wall onto 3. It might be enough. They have the silence as well coming out from the Earth Spirit, and this Crush ends up connecting onto 2. Throw out the Winter's Curse, though, and Noya taking a lot of damage. His team is hitting him, and he is going to be able to get Grave saved at the last second. Handskin able to hook away, and that should be him surviving on about 50 HP. So, in spite of the really great combination that comes out, they only kill off the Winter Wyvern.
Are under attack.
Yeah, that definitely shows the difficulty of that high ground that we were discussing before, though, with just the Darkseer. Comboing up there with the Earth Spirits. It's one of those natural ones that we've seen so many teams run lately, but Vacuum into kicks pretty strong. And with the Aegis being on limp, he wasn't able to, I guess, absorb enough of it. And then, had he gone down, you can imagine him coming back up with BKB, then jumping back in with the Starladder, the hook shot, and things like that. But everyone kind of grouped up at once trying to get the most damage they could, and ended up being punished very nicely there by Hess Joe.
Yeah.
The big plays is always from him on the Darkseer.
Yeah, it's just, like, normally when we've been seeing the other Cloud9 drafts, I think that we saw Sven out of them the other day, as well as the Darkseer and Earth Spirit. I could be wrong about that, but it just felt like that extra little bit of catch that they had made the difference. And this time, really high level of execution required.
Oh, jeez. Almost again there, but AC hit this time.
I mean, I guess that's the sign of what they need to do, though. Like, you have to be pushing out these lanes and trying to get farm wherever you possibly can at this stage, so... I mean, if you die once or twice, it's not the biggest deal in the world. He's still kind of on parity with the Shadow Fiend in terms of his farm level. And it is still a Terrorblade, too, so if they manage to win a fight somehow, they're going to push very rapidly.
Hess Joe, maybe in some trouble here? Oh, nice blink. Loda was closing in along with Jonas.
Oh, and there's the Yule Scepter lift up and Crush to follow. Oh, it ends up being a little bit off the mark. Nice kick that followed up the Vacuum in. So they're timing it together pretty nice. Looks like Darkseer is also going to be going back for a Crimson Guard.
More defensive. Again, I mean, just more physical damage. Right clicks minus armor. Trying to help deal with that here.
Well, taking a look at net worth, 2,500 in the favor of Alliance, as well as right around 18,000 experience. And the Midas Slardar feels like it paid off, certainly. Now going back into a Ghost Scepter and AC queued up, doubling down upon this minus armor strat that they've been able to build.
Yeah, should be pretty good at weaving in and out of these fights himself. There's like a swap there on the rise.
They thought about going for a second, PA did, but Clockwork, the hook hits onto some creeps, Baby Knight able to escape. Still a scary time.
Wow.
Oh man, they found Baby Knight. He does still have Manta. Can amp it away if he wants to, trying to blink out and away. Baby Knight Crush connects. The boulder is doing a nice bit of Sunder coming back and keeping him alive as well. They have a Shrine. They're going to need to use it pretty quickly here if they want to try and stay in the fight, but it looks like, oh, with the boulder kick, not quite there. They use the Shrine now.
So Dazzle back up. They still have the 9-second BKB for Limp, but they're not going to go for it. all cooldowns ready, but pretty scary. Other lanes aren't pushed out or anything. There's no other side pressure going. They got a shrine to kill though. This is okay.
Yeah. Oh, and do you like the Crimson Guard pickup? He's only about, what is that going to be, 700 gold away roughly for Hestejo?
Yeah, I think it makes sense. The only other thing would be possibly finishing off your Guardian's Greaves. Maybe slightly surprising he's not going for that first up against the Starladder, but that's the only thing that you're purging off. I guess he's not viewing it as worthy enough. Just going to get more value overall for his team by going for the Crimson Guard, which I can certainly agree with. Considering, you know, your mech and your arcanes become that one item, you already have a lot of the benefits of the Guardian's Greaves already. So Crimson Guard it shall be.
Yeah.
And there's really not much else he should need to go in for. Maybe even like a 4-staff for himself, but he probably wants to get building into those more expensive items like a Shiva's Guard after this. Something that would really help buff up his whole team.
Or like a sheep stick or something like that. I mean, Darkseer is just kind of, I mean, outside of just the vacuum wall is the Ion Shell to keep the creep waves pushed out. It's been pretty invaluable.
And Loda here, he was opting towards that BKB. Now he's got a Hurricane Pike finished up and then heading into the BKB. So it'll be a little bit later than maybe he was previously thinking. But I like the Hurricane Pike. It's been helping them just kind of move around the map. They're trying to slow down anything that C9 can get in terms of split pushing around. They want to hold on to their own tier 2 so their shrines stay up so they can keep asserting map control near the river. And a lot of the vision from C9 perhaps being slightly wasted, one could say. Just like they've been deep for quite a while, don't necessarily know exactly what's happening in their own jungles, but you can still tell a little bit what's going on. I mean, right now this ward's still catching here. They saw Loda too before he even went into that wave, so it's surprisingly useful, and they're going to use that vision to then head into the jungle here, but players from Clockwork maybe giving away the fact that they know.
Yeah. Vision on vision, and it looks like they're going to smoke up right underneath the ward. The pings come out, they realize exactly what's going on. So, yeah, definitely the vision being the key aspect of what's keeping Cloud9 in this game. And immediately everybody heads out, go back home, not do this stuff, and they won't be caught in this. Good amount of time spent. And, I mean, honestly, if they wanted to, like, think about a counter smoke play at this point. They might just do it.
Yep, they're opting in towards it. I mean, they're not going to find a much better time to fight. Aegis is still not spawning for... Oh, actually, it's up right now, so this is actually the ideal time to fight.
Oh, man. Oh, and win a Wyvern. This might be the pick that they need to take the fight and jump upon immediately. They take her down. A nice little crit there from Baby Knight, and Haster and Pop looking for more. They have Limp. Oh, nice stuff here. They don't decide to go for it, but that does reveal there might be a ward there, guys.
Oh, well, it's dead anyway. Doesn't matter too much.
Well,
this is scary, but they also need this.
Yeah. Wyvern has buyback. Alright. Buyback is there.
Oh, no, what?
Oh, no! He ended up running right into the creep wave, but they are still here. Crimson Guard has already been popped. Jonas is there, but they don't have the clock. Mrs. Rise is going to get taken out immediately, though. Requiem comes out after the fact. They get on top of him. I don't know if it's going to be enough damage, though. They can't quite finish him off, and now Limp getting right back. Nice vacuum wall back in as well. They take down the Shadow Fade and Handskin a little bit late to the party, buddy. Noya is going to go down. That's the gem as well, and it looks like they're going to be able to finally take down Loda as well. Alliance in some trouble now. EGM up to the high ground, and Jonas is going to scout out the Darkseer moving forward into this. There's buybacks on all sides. Buyback from the Shadow Fiend and the Vengeful Spirit. They do not want to give away Roche. Like Jonas trying to run away. Metamorphosis has run out at this point. Another nice vacuum. They catch themselves in the cog, so keeping that little bit of separation. Hestejo is going to get crushed and taken down now. So, well, another hero killed off. Do have the Weave now thrown down on top of 3 heroes as they're ready to jump back into the fray if they want to. Loda, they're walking into the Roche, but I don't know if this is the right decision. Darkseer is going to be able to buy back if he wants to join this fight. He does, and he's going to TP.
All right. That was brutal. I actually understand. I will just say, Hanskin, so what happened was there was one creep in the camp, and I think from the angle he was walking, he couldn't see it, and so he thought that it was a dead camp, because, like, why would there just be one, you know, ogre left in the camp? They could all be dead. So he just got, but my god, that was painful. That really hurts. They had such a nice initiation and so many angles coming in, and their whole like big plan kind of fell apart for Alliance. Cost them a lot of buybacks, but still not in the worst shape. Of course, they were up 15k. This is gonna have it. It was 7,500 for now, and we're still fighting over Roche. But all their cooldowns are ready, and now Wall's back too.
And you can see the vision is a little bit sparse on C9 side. They can see into the Roche pit. Meanwhile, Handskin in a pretty good position to try and... Looks like he wants to go for a wraparound. Nice ward placed up on the high ground. This does give a little bit of a vision advantage to Alliance. They need to take down this ward up here. Roche still at below half HP. Joe forward, vacuum wall. Nice PKB though is going to be able to keep him alive for the moment. Hookshot is not going to be on the mark though, and well, Handskin in on top of Rise. Is it going to be enough? I don't know. Handskin might just end up going down there, and Rise lives. So
he held them back though, because Moda was almost dead, and so was Limp.
Okay, alright, Rise jumped upon again. The E-Blade comes out on the other side as it looks like Jonas is going to continue the chase. Hestijo taking a lot of damage. Limp looking for the follow-up. They do end up bringing him down, and Ace also controlled now. You mentioned the Sunder. He is going to be able to get this off in a second, I believe, possibly. He does turn it down to Handskin, and that should be enough to switch the fight around to their favor. Maybe not, actually. They're starting to bring him low. Another Winter's Curse comes out, but it's not enough to kill him off. They've already taken down Limp. Baby Knight has come to play. He's gonna kill him all. Triple kill for him already. You know, I look on in dismay as the Ultra comes from the Phantom Assassin. And now time for Roshan. No buybacks. Oh, Baby Knight. What a dude.
Oh, alright, so where's our lead at now, boys? I think it's well gone, and Baby Knight gets 2,000 gold for himself. Alliance can do nothing but rest in the grave as they watch this hand over to C9.
Oh.
And I think we're down. I mean, the net worth is meaningless at this point.
Yeah. How long was that Roche fight?
I don't know. It must have been, what, I guess the delay is well past, so on the stream we're looking like 3.5, 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Just non-stop battle in that area.
That was absurd. And I guess now we're going back to the Darkseer for Greaves, but I mean, what's going to be some of these big determining factors? The gem was also given away there, I believe, so no gems currently for Alliance, and they have it on Rise for Cloud9. Also starting to take down these shrines. We should have known we were in for something with the Cloud9 Alliance game.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought after game one, just the way Alliance played, and then this game, you're like, all right, they're in their groove, man. This is going so well, but just takes a couple bad fights, especially when you have that big of a lead, man. That rubber band, PA, one of the best heroes on capitalizing on that too. I mean, how many games have you had to someone abandon your PA gets that early damage? You're like,
Oh, Estijo, he drops the mech. He's going to end up dropping pretty low from this. Gets the wall off at the very least, and the Guardian Greaves, and well, the Magnetize is also there, so Handskin may be in some trouble now. He does pop the Blade Mail, and nice Ghost Scepter, or rather E-Blade to keep them alive. Isn't going to matter, though. And actually, Baby Knight, again, takes down EGM, so they need to be running pretty quick away from this guy. Walk back in and away.
That was a nice play.
Yeah.
I think that saved Loda.
If Noya would have kicked PA right there, that would have been the ultimate.
Really get them back. Well, trying time once again here. Oh, Baby Knight needs that creep first. Gotta get that money. And now more money. So the Metamorphosis won't last long enough to go high ground. And we'll also have Winter Wyvern and Clockwork back up by then too, so. Now it's C9's turn to try and assert that map dominance, really try and control this whole area. Shrine's now down for everyone. No one TPing outside of their base unless they want to pick up some bots. And, oh, pickups. There is the Abyssal Blade for Baby Knight. Who needs defensive items, dude? He's got a cheese in his inventory. He's got an Aegis. He's got a Dazzle. He's got a Darkseer. Time to go in. Time to find Limp, annihilate him, and maybe this E-Blade. It has been doing some serious work. You know, I like the way Jonas is using it, trying to save people from a distance, trying to bail them out with some damage to this PA and this TV. But he's got to be really on point if they want to win these next couple engagements.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's kind of been the saving grace for Alliance over and over, and I did like the idea that he's going for. It's kind of interesting now. He's going back for a Bloodthorn. At least he has it queued up. But he is not with his team right now, and Baby Knight has found EGM. This could be a tough one. They can't catch up to him. But with the momentum firmly into Cloud9's control at this point, I would imagine that you can just kind of dive for it. They actually even give the gem to Baby Knight.
Yeah, and Alliance was already kind of struggling with the split push of C9 when they were ahead by, 15,000. You know, C9 were still able to force them away from the base for the large majority of the map movements that were happening. And now you can see Alliance, though, they're going to feel so pressured. Like, they just don't have that same aspect of split push. If it was hard enough when you're up 15k, now that you're hemmed into your own base and now down almost 5, C9 looking to really amp up. I mean, you might even see them just wait until the next Roche with, like, BKBs and stuff if they don't find that perfect opening with this one.
Yeah.
And only a minute left on this Aegis.
You know what we haven't talked about a ton either is the double stifling dagger coming out from PA, which is kind of a neat little talent. I don't know if that's worth it over the agility, but getting 2 of them at once is pretty neat. The problem is that I don't remember if it prioritizes over heroes, though. Like, if it prioritizes heroes over creeps. I don't think it does.
I've never actually seen it. I've never witnessed it in a game.
Usually teams end either quickly one way or the other with PA, but we might end up seeing it this time around. Regardless, 25 Agi is pretty great, too.
This TV talent's pretty sick too. Minus 30 seconds on Sunder.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty or 15 all stats. Damn, those are some nice talents. Okay, go TV.
10 seconds Sunder cooldown.
Seems good.
Do we have any MKBs online for the side of Alliance? We've got
Limp is the big one. He's building into it, but not quite close. And Loda going in for the Aghanim Scepter. Oh, he's opting off the BKB. Okay, interesting.
Wow.
Maybe thinking the BKB is not going to give him enough survivability, so he'd rather just go for the Ags. Try and, like, I guess that means his mission now has become, I will Shadow Blade, I will try and break, and get Baby Knight, you know, make sure that he won't have his evasion. His one goal in life, and then if I die, well, I'm going to keep throwing out stuns and swaps. So Limp buys out. Figures they can't win a fight without MKB, he's probably right.
It is not here yet, though, and the pressure is starting to come. They throw out the Wave of Terror, the Weave to counterbalance that. Everybody except for Hestijo is caught in it for the moment. They do have the MKB now on Limp, but Loda taking a lot of damage already, and look at these Merrick's falling. The vacuum wall onto 3, pretty nicely played there. Limp already dropping solo. Oh my god, Loda pulls it back out at the last second. Baby Knight is on top of him. They're going to be able to get the push back on the Baby Knight with Handskins Cogs, and he does need to jump out of here in a second. Still stunned up for the moment, able to walk away as EGM looking for that big Winter's Curse. Can he find it? Not as of yet. Breaks the Lincoln Sphere.
They're holding.
Splinter Blast. Metamorphosis down.
Oh my god, EGM can't get past that wall. Oh, the EGM stop!
In some trouble. Hestijo, another vacuum wall back onto several of them, and they've got the jumping from Cockroach. I'm not sure if it's going to end up being enough, though. He's just going to get turned upon, taking a ton of damage. Ace on top of him. Double kill there. There's no buyback on anybody. Alliance, with what was a 15,000 net worth lead almost, are probably going to lose a 2 and maybe even all of the Bear 2. This might be game.
Oh, that defense, it actually looked really good. Like, they had Baby Knight trapped on the high ground, but they couldn't get the chain stuns going. And they're not moving right back in.
Jonas, I mean, he has the E-Blade, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Loda trying to get out of what he just jumped into. Godlike streak for Baby Knight, and GG well played. Cloud9 pull it back in a thriller. Could we have expected anything else? They go 1-1 apiece.
Did they trade wins or trade losses? I can't really tell. That was quite the series. Both teams showing their steadfast determination to win no matter how far down they are.
Yeah.